Hello, and welcome to my TOA guide. So this is a guide for learners. If obviously you have any TOA experience, this guide will not be for you. This guide is simply just to help people get their first KCs, get their bearings, and kind of learn a little bit of the mechanics of the bosses when they first start out. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and take care. First things first, don't forget to put away a pickaxe, and now it's time to set up your invocations. So for an easy learner raid, we kind of just want to go the bare minimum. So we're going to go over here to the obelisk and we're going to start setting up a good set of easy invos for everybody to kind of get used to. On screen there, I'll roll it down so you guys can all see, and I'll also post a link of the different invocations that you guys want in the chat as well. So now it's time to get your gear ready. So this is a basic starter setup that I would want you to kind of go with. If obviously make any kind of upgrades as needed or downgrades as you have it. Obviously for the weapon you want to have your best stab weapon, and that's kind of what a default inventory would look like when I first started TOA. Now, time to get to the real meat and potatoes of this video. So when you first enter the tombs here, you're going to be greeted by 4 doors. The paths that I would recommend to other people, especially while learning, would be as such. You would go from Zebak to Kephri, and then to Akkha, and then to Baba. Now this is mostly oriented for groups or people who are learning. There is another rotation here, I'll put it on screen. Baba, Kephri, Akkha, and Zebak. Most notably, the first one is for group, and the second one is for solos. Here are the 2 water jugs you can grab to start filling up water. Inside this room, you can set up true tiles in between each of the statues here, and it'll stop each of the spikes from hitting you. Also, be aware of poison on the ground. I will show you guys a quick little mock-up here, so you guys can see how it's done. And there you go. First puzzle room is completed. Now on to Zebak. In Zebak, there are a couple of mechanics you want to keep an eye out for. Throw that on screen. Obviously feel free to pause if you guys need a little bit of extra time to read these. Most notably, he has 3 specials. Inside of Kephri, this is the puzzle room. Now you don't have to do every single room in this one. You can kind of choose the path you see fit. Only take the one side and hop in between to go to the open doors in between. I'll show you guys a little example here. During this time, there might be little rangers that spawn and shoot projectiles at you. You can just ignore them, turn on protect range, and not worry about killing them at all. If you're doing it in a group and you're just sitting there doing nothing, feel free to attack them though. This last part here, you just have to open up all of the tiles, get them all visible so you know where they each are, and then go one by one. And I'll speed this up for you. And now on to Kephri. So most notably with Kephri is there are a couple of special attacks with her, most notably the dung that can and will get you trapped if you are not careful. So always try to keep an eye out for the flies buzzing around you. Other than that, there's a fireball that attacks every time Kephri attacks, so you just want to move 1 to 2 tiles, depending on if you have the invocation. And that's pretty much it for this room. Then we go into Akkha. Now with Akkha, is a little bit different, the puzzle room. It does have a skilling requirement. You can complete it as a 1 down with 82 mining and a rune pickaxe and good RNG. So I'll show you guys a little example here of this room. And then I'll speed it up so you guys don't have to sit here for the entire time. If you have the Tombs of Amascut plugin on, wait until that green circle fills up, and then you can run towards the center and click it. But you have to be 1 tile away or it won't instantly let you mine. Now we're moving on to Akkha. So with Akkha, he also has a couple of special attacks. Pause if you need more time. I know that's a lot of text. Akkha is most notably probably the most difficult room you're going to face in the tombs other than Warden. This last phase is definitely a doozy. Anyways, moving on to Baba. So, this is the Baba puzzle room. With this one, most notably, it is all combat based with the sheer fact that there are a couple of extra mechanics. If you are unsure of what to use against the monkeys, you can pause on screen there. And this is just a quick little example of the room. Now, actually getting into Baba. Every time he hits 66 or 33% health, he will throw out these boulders, as you see on screen. I'll throw up a little infographic so you guys can see. He has different special attacks and what they all do. Pause as needed. Now when the boulders come down, just flick on your Avas and a ranged weapon just to hit the boulders as they're coming down. And you don't have any other mechanics to worry about in this room. Other than Mind the Gap, obviously. If you have Mind the Gap invocation on, then the center fall, if you get knocked back, is a 1-hit KO. And now we're on to Wardens. So in Wardens, a lot of people get scared at first. But don't be scared. It's not that bad once you get the hang of it. When you first enter, you're going to want to take down the obelisk. You will want to tank one of the sides depending on which warden you want. So you tank the east trough if you want to fight Tumikins. And that's the only one that I'd ever really recommend to fight. And now we'll just show you guys a couple of clips of the fight and a few of the specials. This special you see on screen here, the red beams. That's a special from the obelisk, and those white arrows disable your prayer and make you flick on protect rain. And once you fill up Warden's special energy there, he will drop down into the melee phase. Swap to your best melee gear, sip your liquid adrenaline, and Dragon Dagger special core. You can either do a 2 or a 3 down Warden or 4 down. Personally, I wouldn't recommend anything more than 3, especially if you are learning. Just try to take out the core as quick as possible. Now on to the next phase, you will swap to range, the opposite of whatever you were using last. There's another one of the specials that disable your prayer. There's a few other special attacks here that you might want to look out for, such as the bombs. Just be either within 2 tiles north and south or east and west of those bombs, or just run away. As you can see, both of those guys did exactly both of those. Now when you see the brown skulls, those mean range, and the red ones mean mage. That red sword that comes flying at you and disables your prayer is one of the other specials that he throws out. Just turn on Protect Melee and you'll negate all damage. Congratulations! You got through part 1 and part 2. Now time for shit to get serious. This is part 3 Warden. Most notably, a lot of new specials are introduced with this one. Nothing else I can really say about that other than pause and read on screen. Other than that, you guys will see I'll do a sped up kill here. Between every single attack, the Warden will make the floor ripple. He will start right, then go left, then middle. So if you start on those sides, you are safe. And periodically, after dealing damage to Warden, he will spawn the Skull phase. Which Skull phase? Just equip a melee weapon and attack each of the skulls once. You don't have to be tick perfect on regular, but you do on Insanity. During this time, after the second skulls, you will see Zebak spawned. He will also start attacking you. Obviously, it's the same as when you were fighting Zebak, just pray accordingly, depending on if it's a jug or a rock. Now, during this next skull phase, we have Baba. He will periodically make boulders fall on you. So all you have to do is just be moving around, and as long as you're following the floor tiles, you're safe. You're never in any real danger here unless you're not moving. And in TOA, I always tell people, prioritize movement, then prayer, then eating. You can't eat if you're dead. And most notably, this is part 4 Wardens. Not much of a transition, I know. He just gets angry and starts ripping the floor out of the ground. That's pretty much it. And it's during this phase, lightning, boulders, and the floor are all dangerous. And of course, don't forget your overheads. This is most notably where a lot of people will die at Warden. It is just kind of the fear factor that hits people in this stage. Other than that, if you're following everything along this guide, then maybe this can be you someday. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and I appreciate the support. If you like the content, feel free to drop a follow. Thank you very much. And hopefully one day this will be you guys. And I just wanted to give a special thanks to everybody who made this video possible. Thank you everybody, and if you like the content, feel free to follow.